Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Nursing, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this program, recognizing the August 2020 graduates of the baccalaureate, master's, postmaster's, and doctoral nursing programs at East Tennessee State University. I am Dr. Myra Carew, Associate Dean of Graduate Programs. This afternoon's convocation is a significant event in the College of Nursing and in the lives of these men and women who are making their transition into professional nursing or the practice of nursing at advanced levels. Before we begin our program, we would like to recognize and thank the faculty who work tirelessly to ensure that students have the best education possible. We would also like to recognize staff who have worked so hard to assure that this ceremony is a special one and who support administration, faculty, and students every day. During the program, we will, of course, recognize and honor our graduates and introduce the speakers in the program. Graduates, we especially want to acknowledge those persons whose support and understanding have truly made it possible for each of you to complete your educational program. Would all of the graduates please take the time to turn to your family and friends wherever you may be and show them your appreciation for all the support they have given you. Dr. Wendy Nearing, Dean of the College of Nursing, will now bring her greetings.
Today we are gathered to honor the nursing class of August 2020, our baccalaureate, master's, postmasters, and doctoral graduates. This is the 65th year of the nursing program at East Tennessee State University. Thank you all for joining us for this afternoon celebration. This is a memorable day in the lives of each of our graduates. Today, each graduate will be recognized for their years of perseverance, faith, and growth, and we will celebrate lifelong friendships that have been formed. This event will be symbolized by the receipt of a pin, or in the case of the doctoral student, a hood. This is the time of dreams realized and new dreams formed. You are entering a period in nursing's history in which nursing will make a bigger difference in providing quality healthcare to all Americans. I like to think of this time as Nurse First, a time when the entry to the healthcare system begins with a nurse. During your student years, many of you prepared for this by being a student or class leaders, being active in a nursing organization, by going to Nashville or Washington, D.C. to meet our legislators, volunteering and making new changes in your practice based on knowledge and skills that you learned. Your efforts in the future may involve your practice to others, while for some, it will mean leadership positions in agencies, organizations, and maybe even in political office. Today, I welcome each of you, whether you are a graduate or the family and friends of a graduate, as we celebrate the milestone in your life and the beginning of a new chapter. Know that I speak for each of your faculty and the staff in saying that we are all so very proud of you. You are an ETSU nurse, and your legacy as a nurse has either begun or continued here at ETSU. Now I'd like to introduce the speakers for this afternoon's celebration. You have already met Dr. Myra Carew, Associate Dean for Graduate Programs, and the MC for today's ceremony. Next is Dr. Brian Nolan, the President of ETSU, followed by Dr. Wilcie Bishop, Senior Vice President for Academics and Interim Provost, followed by Dr. Sharon McGee, Dean for Graduate Studies. Our undergraduate responder is Benjamin Smith, and the graduate responder is Brittany Flannery, who also happens to be a lab coordinator for the College of Nursing Kingsport location. I would now like to invite Dr. Nolan to give his congratulatory remarks, followed by Dr. Bishop and Dr. McGee.
Dr. Nearing, thank you. On behalf of the East Tennessee State University Board of Trustees, I'd like to welcome you and congratulate you on all that you have accomplished up to this moment. Today's a special day. It's a day in which your hard work is realized, a time in which you can see a goal accomplished. It is an occasion to celebrate, and I'm honored to be here with you to confer your degrees in this virtual ceremony. We've all seen the world around us change dramatically over the past 6 months. And this has been certainly evident in how you've completed your final months of coursework, in the way in which we gather today, and how you will deliver healthcare going forward. Despite the adversity that we faced during this pandemic, I've been inspired by the stories that I've read about nurses and other healthcare professionals who, in the face of fear, uncertainty, and the ravaging effects of COVID-19, continue to show up day after day and deliver care, compassion, and empathy in a way that you've been trained to do here at East Tennessee State University. You are essential workers in every sense of the word. A recipient of the National Humanities Medal in 1998, Stephen Ambrose was one of America's leading biographers and historians. He wrote about presidents, explorers, and pivotal leaders in important moments in our nation's history. He's also known for the words that he penned about nurses, saying, "It would not be possible to praise nurses too highly." Nurses are among the heroes who impact our families, our communities, and our nation. You've chosen a field that not only requires education and skill, but also demands compassion and sacrifice. You chose nursing so that you could make a difference. Please never forget that, because that difference is similar to our mission here at East Tennessee State University, where we were founded in 1911 for a singular purpose: to improve the quality of life for the people of our region. That stewardship mission is embodied in each of you, and I trust that as you embark upon the next phase of your educational professional journey, that you will focus your energy every day to improving the lives of the people of our region and to the lives of your patients. As nursing alumni, you're now part of ETSU Health. You are part of shaping the quality of healthcare in our region and beyond. Your contributions are visible and will continue to be felt throughout our community. Your success in the classroom here at East Tennessee State University has been a great blessing to us, and we look forward to following your careers in the months and years to come. Congratulations again to each of you, and Godspeed.
Greetings. I'm Wilcie Bishop, Senior Vice President for Academics at ETSU. As a nurse, faculty member, and a member of ETSU's administration, I'm pleased to be part of the celebration that recognizes the culmination of a journey to achieve your dreams of becoming a nurse. When milestones such as this are reached, it's time to celebrate, and it's a time to reflect. Celebrate the opportunities that you've had to work with and learn from supportive faculty throughout your educational career, and especially those who have guided you through your nursing studies. Celebrate your own personal achievements, intellect, and perseverance to achieve this goal. Reflect on how your family and friends have also been part of this journey, and realize that today is a special day of celebration for them. You really did this as a team. And speaking of teams, as you begin your nursing practice, remember the team-based skills that you have learned during your program. Every patient, family, and community, regardless of the healthcare setting or facility, will be better served when the health professionals work together as a team to bring the best knowledge and experiences together to better understand and serve their patients. Best wishes to you as you begin this next phase of your journey. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You have successfully made it through your nursing program and are ready to enter or continue your career. You did it. Your commitment and grit, your hard work and dedication led you to this day. Of course, you did not do it alone. Your partners, children, parents, grandparents, and friends have helped you along the way through their support and maybe the occasional $20 slipped into your pocket to help out. Likewise, you're here because of dedicated faculty, mentors, and preceptors who have guided and instructed you during your academic journey. Please take some time to celebrate them and thank them for all that they have done. We are now ready to send you into the world as a healer. We have confidence that you can make a difference in the lives of those with whom you work. You may be thinking that your days of reading and studying are behind you, but they're not. Last December, I heard Dr. Paul LeBlanc, president of Southern New Hampshire University, speak. He noted, quote, "Even if you don't change your job or career in this millennium, your job will change every 5 years or sooner." What that means for you as nurses, as healthcare providers, is that healthcare will continue to change. If 2020 has taught us anything, it is that we must be adaptable and we must be willing to learn. As human beings, we all have more to learn too. In the world of higher education, we call this lifelong learning. There will be more to learn from research and practice, just as there is from the school of hard knocks. Learning will continue for you professionally through things like continuing professional education, but it can also come in informal ways as well. As an English professor, I want to encourage your lifelong learning by challenging you to read, specifically to read literature. Several recent studies have confirmed that people who read literature have more empathy and facility toward creative problem solving than those who do not. Literature fills that gap that science, as useful and important as it is, leaves us. After being diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic lung cancer, the disease that would eventually claim his life during the final year of his neurological residency program, Dr. Paul Caliente wrote his autobiography about being a healthcare provider, patient, husband, and father. Although he was 36 years old when he was diagnosed, he was already a rising star in medicine. He was a man of science. Yet, as he tells us, quote, "The paradox is that scientific methodology is the product of human hands and thus cannot help us reach some permanent truth. We build scientific theories to organize and manipulate the world, to reduce phenomenon into manageable units. Science is based on reproducibility and manufactured objectivity. As strong as that makes its ability to generate claims about matter and energy, it also makes scientific knowledge inapplicable to the existential, visceral nature of human life, which is unique and subjective and unpredictable. Science may provide us the most useful way to organize empirical reproducible data, but its power to do so is predicated on its inability to grasp the most central aspects of human life: hope, fear, love, hate, beauty, envy, honor, weakness, striving, suffering, and virtue. To fill these gaps, we turn to literature, which he says provides the richest material for moral reflection. So do not see reading as a waste of time or irrelevant to what you do. Reading augments what you do and informs how you do it. I hope that your time at ETSU has been fulfilling. For those of you who are completing a bachelor's degree today, I also hope that you will return to us in a few years to work on an MSN, a DNP, or a PhD. We need more smart, well-qualified nurses. All of you who are going to make a difference in this, all of you are going to make a difference in this region and beyond, and we're very, very proud of your accomplishments. On behalf of the College of Graduate and Continuing Studies, I wish you all congratulations.
Each student graduating this afternoon has achieved much and deserves recognition. We especially want to recognize those students who have distinguished themselves through outstanding service and academic performance. Student leaders are elected by their peers and act as a liaison between students, faculty, and administrators, carrying out student advisory council activities and promote a professional and caring culture within the college. Student leaders give endless hours of service during their tenure. These students are denoted with an asterisk beside their name in the program and have received an ETSU Nursing Service Award pin for their contributions. We thank them for their service. Dr. Nearing will now give her charge to the August 2020 class, followed by responses from Benjamin Smith for the undergraduate class and Brittany Flannery for the graduate class.
Resilience is a word that we often hear these days as a result of the disruptive changes we have endured due to the pandemic. During these past several months, our undergraduate students have had to move to online learning, and most have not seen a clinical setting for some time. Our graduate students are used to online learning, but like many of our undergraduate students, they have had to do so with children at hand, an inability to see their parents and other loved ones, and so many limitations in daily living. They also lost the ability to go to clinical for some time. For those graduates who have nursing positions, going to work added more risk and stressors as increased numbers of patients came in with COVID-19, were very sick, and families could not see them. Our world has been turned upside down, but we have persevered. We have been resilient. I am realistic that it has not been very happy and easy each day. Many days we have felt down and discouraged and just wanted to know what day in the future this all would be over and that we could get on with our lives. But we have persevered. We have been resilient. My charge to you today is to not only consider what it is to be resilient and to be so, but to know that as a nurse, you will have many moments when resilience is needed for you and for your patients. Also remember this time during the pandemic. Yes, you did not get to experience everything you thought you would, but you learned to adapt, to deal with a crisis, and to accomplish your goals despite uncertainty. You did it. Lucy C.O.N. in 2020 discussed her 3 secrets of resilience. The first is that resilient individuals know that every day is not rosy, that there are bad days. There will be moments when you need to sink or swim. There is a reason that we can laugh, but also cry. The second secret is that resilient individuals can control what focuses their attention. Yes, it is true that when people tell us something good about ourselves, we are quick to say thank you and just try to move on. We can be embarrassed by the attention. We let those good words slide off just like Teflon. On the other hand, when someone says something bad about us or we receive bad news, it sticks like Velcro. Think about it, doesn't it? The lesson that we have the power to choose what we focus on and what we can change. We can choose to do the things and be with the people that make us feel good and not spend time on or with people who make us feel bad. The final secret of resilience is to realize is what we doing, is it harmful? Is it helpful to us? This goes right along with the second secret, in that we need to be mindful of our situation and choose the light, choose what is good and positive. Sarah Goff DuPont Atlassian, also in 2020, wrote about emotional resilience. She said that we need to keep from losing our sense of purpose and hope for tomorrow. She discussed processing the negative feelings and events so that you do not push them under the rug and in turn not deal with them. Because if you do, in time, this will affect your physical and mental health. One must work to have a sense of balance. She emphasized that one must practice gratitude, promote hope, and apply self-compassion. Today, we celebrate each of you for your accomplishments, your perseverance, your resiliency, and your passion to be the best nurse that you can be. You will leave us and begin work as a new graduate with whatever degree in a brand new evolving world. The uncertainty of our public health and healthcare delivery system will remain in flux for some time, but you have been given the tools to do the job. You are entering a world of technology, artificial intelligence, robots, new disease and treatment knowledge, and ways to deliver care. Stay positive, passionate, creative, grateful, caring, and driven to make a difference because you are resilient. In closing, I hope that through email or Facebook or Twitter or any other means that you continue to share your story with us. As an alumnus, you are part of our story at the College of Nursing forever. You are now part of our legacy that will continue on into the future. I would like to end with a quote from an unknown person that has meant a lot to me. To the world, you are one person, but to one person, you are their world.
Thank you, Dean Nearing. I'm Ben Smith, and I'm the class president of the Kingsport cohort. It gives me great pleasure to welcome family, friends, faculty, special guests, and most importantly, my fellow classmates to the virtual convocation ceremony for the ETSU College of Nursing class of August 2020. Today is a great day to celebrate the lives of these students as they have worked tirelessly under abnormal circumstances that most people have not witnessed in several decades. Throughout the last 5 semesters as a nursing student and a friend, it has been a blessing to see each of us grow and mature into the role of a future registered nurse. This transition is not easily done, but I know that we can each do it because we demonstrate resiliency. According to Webster's dictionary, the official definition of resiliency is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties and/or toughness. I know that each of us demonstrates resiliency due to the impact of COVID-19. COVID-19, as we all know, has been a major learning process and has come with some very frustrating but necessary changes to our didactic and clinical schedules. As we've persevered through the last semester of our education, working in isolation and not being able to appreciate hands-on experience in a clinical setting has been a true challenge for each of us. However, being in an online environment has taught us how to have a stick-to-it attitude in order to get where we are today. These challenges have strengthened us not only as students, but also as future nurses. Being able to overcome these challenges together as a class should demonstrate to you that my classmates and I are the true definition of what it means to be a nurse who can take on a challenge. As your fellow classmate and future coworker in the field of nursing, I too charge each of you to be a strong patient advocate in the clinical setting. When you face hardships or make a mistake, do not cower in fear. Be courageous and steadfast because in the end, the lives of our patients are the most important to us. Always remember to be resilient during your time as a nurse, as the medical field is continuously changing every day. It's been such a blessing to be able to speak during today's convocation ceremony. I am proud of my fellow classmates and will always cherish the memories and friendships that we have made together during our time in the program. Whether that be crying after an adult care 2 exam, playing board games with mental health patients, laughing and dancing with our patients during our pediatric rotations, or crying so hard after the tragic loss of life in the intensive care unit with our clinical group. I am so overwhelmed with excitement to see where each of you end up after graduation, as I know wherever you go, you will always spread light into the lives of your patients. In closing, I want to thank the ETSU College of Nursing faculty and administration for selflessly guiding us to the journey of becoming a registered nurse during the COVID-19 pandemic. I also want to thank all the family, friends, and special guests for attending today's virtual convocation ceremony. Lastly, I want to thank my fellow classmates for being my home away from home during my time in the program. Each of you have made an everlasting impact on my life, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Congratulations to all the graduates here today. The field of nursing does not know what's about to hit them. I will now turn the ceremony over to my recent supervisor and friend, Brittany Flannery. Thank you.
As charged by Dean Nearing to speak to the value of resiliency, I would first like to begin by discussing what it means to be resilient. Most would say that by being resilient, you have the ability to bounce back from defeat. To continue developing our ability to be resilient, though, we must struggle and fail. As we do so, we begin to learn ways to adapt better in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, or significant sources of stress. Everyone will have a range of experiences from everyday challenges to traumatic events with a more lasting impact. Each of these changes affect people differently, yet people generally adapt well over time to those life-changing and stressful situations. It comes as no surprise that our nation as a whole is in a state of serious and continued difficulty. With the COVID-19 emergence that is ongoing, there is opportunity for us to strengthen our resiliency. Even more so, it has been a time for ETSU to grow its pliability in all aspects. COVID has forced all educational institutions to reimagine how to deliver an engaging and holistic learning experience for students. Much uncertainty has revolved around campus life and the implications that COVID has had for higher education. An unintended consequence of this pandemic is that universities nationwide have become significantly more accessible as they move all of their programming online, including counseling, student life, and career development. From both a student and a staff perspective, I have witnessed our university take charge of these unprecedented times to continue providing the best education possible. Mid-spring semester, our campus quickly altered every class to an online format, a feat that had never been attempted. In an effort to continue providing support to students during these uncharted times, faculty and staff personally contacted each individual student. Not only have they been educators, but they have been mentors. While this presents its challenges, it is also a massive opportunity to break out of old habits and create new, impactful, and relevant modes of learning. As you can see, countless time has been poured into ensuring that this turn of events leads to more of a positive impact rather than a negative one for our university. Although each of the scholars you see before you today are being celebrated for their achievements, I guarantee they have had to persevere and overcome barriers to which has developed their foundation of resiliency. Personally, during my journey through undergrad and grad school, I have endured setbacks in which I never thought I could conquer. My educational pathway has been non-traditional, moving through each degree levels step by step. I started at the age of 22 as a single mom, working full-time, attending evening classes, and completing clinical hours on weekends. Additionally, I have lost both parents to terminal illnesses. My dad passed away 2 days after my nursing graduation, and 3/4 of my FNP studies were done in an infusion center as I supported my mom through her battle with lung cancer, to which she lost in the fall of last year. Lastly, my anticipated graduation in May was postponed due to the COVID pandemic and being denied clinical hours. And because I will not settle for less than my best, I have graduated each time as an honor student. I share these experiences with you, not to brag or boast, but in hopes of raising others up and being a light in the darkness. For me, resiliency has meant battling through these challenging times to reach my goals. I've had no choice than to accept these struggles, but yet it was my choice as to how I let them affect me. Rather than allowing these trials to overcome me, I found a way to rise above them. When my story is told, I want one thing to be said about me. She kept going. And all of you have stories of your own, just as I have mine. You have all dealt with challenges and uphill battles, and you should all be so proud to be here rejoicing in this day. While adverse events are truly painful and difficult, they don't have to determine the outcome of your life. It is inevitable that life is going to knock us down from time to time. However, it is the choice you make to get up and move forward. That's the role of resiliency. Becoming more resilient not only helps you get through difficult circumstances, it also empowers you to strengthen and improve along the way. Your true potential has more to do with your willingness to struggle than the past and present circumstances. The response you take to fight defines your character. I will conclude today with a challenge. I challenge you to reflect on events that have helped you to establish your personal resiliency. Find your invisible strength and allow it to empower you as you tread through life's journey, fighting for what is important to you. When it doesn't go the way we envisioned, when our dreams don't seem to be going anywhere, or when our sense of normal gets snatched away, may we remember and hold tightly to the truth that lies in where there is a will, there is a way. Congratulations, classmates and graduates of 2020.
Thank you both, Ben and Brittany. Those were wonderful responses. I so enjoyed listening to them. And now, the moment the graduates have been waiting for. The diploma you receive from the university symbolizes your academic achievement and is a declaration that you have met the educational criteria set forth by your profession and the university. This afternoon, the pen you receive symbolizes your loyalty to and pride in your College of Nursing. Our candidates for the doctoral degree will also be honored and receive their doctoral hoods from a loved one. We have several groups of graduates, and only one set of hands can physically place the pin, but know that all of your faculty are placing their many wishes for happiness and success along with this symbol. We certainly wish we could be there with you today. And now Dr. Carew will present the graduates.
Graduates, please ask your significant other to place your stole or hood around your neck as your name is called. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Fadia M. Abedo. Shelby A. Adams. Sarah A. Allison. Sarah L. Barker. Brittany N. Bible. Shelby H. Blair. Kelsey A. Blankenship. Deanne L. Bolton. Catherine Bostian. Ethan Bowen. Megan E. Boynton. Eve M. Bradford. Ashton N. Bradley. Catherine E. Branham. Haley D. Breeden. Whitney A. Brooks. Tyra Brown. Kenyetta Levon Burney. Julianne M. Burton. Tyler R. Carr. Olivia N. Carty. Grayson W. Castle. Amelia Cox. Chutney S. Davis. Yedigisu M. Desis. Claire D. Donnelly. Luke A. Dorton. Kara L. Downs. Nidra D. Dykes. Hannah Leah Eccles. Roberta Elaine Edwards. Laura Ashley Estep. Akudu Ezekwu. Shayla B. Fortner. Cassie H. Foster. Allie Y. Gardner. Seth C. Garland. Sharon A. Gibson. Tori S. Gilliam. Ashley S. Goldsmith. Hannah E. Graves. Hannah L. Gregory. Jessica Guess. Heather J. Hogg. Haley Amelia Hampton. Emily N. Hensley. Peter Z. Marissa L. Hensley. Peter Z. Hoyleman. Amanda L. Holmes. Holly H. Honeycutt. Amber J. Hubbard. Takoya L. James. Carolyn E. Johnston. Brianna M. Jones. Candace A. Jones. Carlisha Jones. Sydney R. Jones. Joshua Kingry. Nicole D. Kirkland. Selah C. Knights. Scott C. Laffey. Lauren H. LaFrance. Ashton K. Lawson, Mackenzie S. Lytle, Hannah A. Lister, Haley Madison Loans, Lindsay Marie Lowe, Fatimatu Lai, Kelsey Leanne Marshall, Brandon Derek Martinez, Risa F. McLean, Molly McDuffie, Jennifer McCann, Diamond Page Moses, Joseph C. Neal, Faith N. Nixon, Kaylee J. Noe, Kelsey B. Nunley, Tal B. Patel, Heather L. Pease, Elizabeth Page Peltier, Shatika Michelle Phillips, Jessica M. Rainwater, Kylie J. Rakestraw, Reagan B. Reese, Laura G. Relford, Christopher J. Richardson, Lindsay Rourke, Mary E. Roberts, Tierra L. Rodriguez, Haley N. Russell, Dustin A. Sams, Chelsea L. Sleeper, Benjamin M. Smith, Mary S. Smith, Michelle L. Smith, Dylan Anthony Smith, Peyton M. Staggs, Dylan L. Stapleton, Valerin F. Stewart, Allie B. Stidham, David A. Streeter, Michael R. Taylor, Leslie Thibault, Alexis S. Trammell, Tristan Till, Glennis J. Varner, Allison G. Walden, Kelsey T. Wilcox, Taylor P. Quill, Kendall C. Williams, Andre D. Wilson, Jeffrey D. Wilson, Haley E. Woods, Radir Yassin, Kayla R. Young, Master of Science in Nursing graduates, Lacey N. Beeler, Cecile Brown Davis, Tina Michelle Price Chapman, Carol Ann M. Church, Tracy Lee Combs, May Pauline Crestinger, Miranda Nicole Elliott, Amy Marie Ericetti, Brittany H. Flannery, Hannah Meredith Gump, Taylor Nicole Huth, Caitlin Elizabeth Janes, Sarah Catherine Johnson, Diana Marie Lewis, Jody Lee Mabry, Dana Marie Mead, Grace Christine Metzger, Malia Brown Miller, Whitney Moody, Paul William Mosteller, Kinsey Rebecca Nance, A. Suzanne Norwood, Heather Peplow, Carolyn Ray Perry, Tiffany Michelle Poss, Natalie Scott, Kristen Coley Smith, Mary Taylor Spencer Edwards, Kelsey Elizabeth Thomas, Brandy Nicole Thompson, Eulala Samantha Vanaver, Holly Henson Watson, Sarah E. Wilson, Postmaster of Science in Nursing, Jill Mosley Langer, Family Nurse Practitioner, Denise Yvette O'Neill, Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner, Anita Jeannie Rowland, Psychiatric Nurse Practitioner, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Casey J. Barnes, her DNP project title, Implementation of an Adverse Childhood Experience Instrument in Pediatric Primary Care, Chair Bedelia Russell. Kylie Rail Whitehead, her DNP project, Improving Pediatric Autism Screening in the Primary Care Setting, her chair, Dr. Bedelia Russell. Let's give these graduates a round of applause wherever you may be. And now Dr. Noland will confer degrees.
Would the doctorate degree candidates please rise in your respective locations for the conferring of degrees? By the authority vested in me by the East Tennessee State University Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer upon each of you the doctorate degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations to each of you. Would the candidates for the master's degree please rise in your respective locations? By the authority vested in me by the East Tennessee State University Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer upon each of you the master's degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations. And finally, to our bachelor's degree candidates, would you please rise? By the authority vested in me by the East Tennessee State University Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of your faculty, I now confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, amenities, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations. To each of the three entities, bachelor's, master's, and baccalaureate, congratulations and Godspeed.
Graduates, this is a time filled with opportunities for nurses. Nursing is the nation's largest healthcare profession, with more than 3.1 million registered nurses nationwide. However, the need for nurses remains great for all practice levels, for care providers, nurse educators, nurse researchers, nurse administrators, and nurse leaders. It is projected that in the United States, over 1 million new nurses will be needed by 2022 to meet the healthcare needs of a growing and aging population. Nursing has consistently been voted the most trusted of the professions, with Americans identifying nurses as the most honest and having the highest ethical standards of all professionals. That's a lot to live up to, but we know we can count on you to be part of continuing that trend into the future. Quality care depends on the best and the brightest to make it real. As you join the millions of professional nurses practicing at all levels, let your voices be heard for quality, efficiency, effectiveness, safety, and improved health outcomes. We also ask that you keep in touch. Let us know about the exciting things that you do, your professional accomplishments, steps you take for advancing your career and the profession. Take an active part in your alumni organization. And remember, help support those new graduate nurses who come behind you. Again, congratulations. Our very best wishes to you and your family. Thank you and good afternoon.